Hello everybody, Miss Christine here. Thank you for joining me for another session of Painting with Miss Christine. I got to see all of your wonderful creations that you guys did last week, and I thank you so much for posting those. I love them. So we're going to try to stay along the lines of that springtime theme because I'm sure you're all just wishing it would come someday. So today I'm going to teach you two different techniques. One is going to be with a piece of saran wrap, so you're going to need that plastic wrap for those who don't call it saran wrap. And that's going to give us a really cool textured background. And then we're going to need a toilet paper roll. Or you could use a paper towel roll. I find that they don't work as well because they're a little bit stiffer, and the toilet paper roll makes a really nice print. And you're all probably wondering what I'm talking about. So basically what we're going to be doing is a dandelion wish print, or that's kind of what I'm calling it. So you know when in the springtime, when your yard starts to get overwhelmed with all that puffy white dandelion fuzz, so we're going to use that theme today. So you're going to probably need 3 different colors for your background, or you can just do a base color. That's totally up to you. You're going to need white for your dandelion print. And we're going to be writing some words on there. So you can do that in any color paint if you feel comfortable doing it that way. Or if you're like me and you kind of want to make it nice and neat and use a little bit of a shortcut, I like to use Sharpies. Okay, you're also going to need 1 large brush and either a Q-tip. You can use the back of your paintbrush, but especially for the little kids, the Q-tips are a little bit easier. You'll need the cover to 1 water bottle, a glass of water to rinse your paint, and you will need your piece of saran wrap just big enough to cover your canvas. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set you down so that you can kind of see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'm going to start by cutting up my toilet paper roll, and I hope that you're just going to follow along and have a lot of fun with me today as we do some more painting. All right, one moment. All right, once again, that's pretty decent. So we're going to take our toilet paper roll here and our pair of scissors, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of cut almost halfway up the side of the toilet paper roll, and you want to give it sort of like a fringe effect is what we're going to do here. So just go all the way around. They don't have to be perfect in size. You'll see once we get all of our fringes. So I hope everyone's doing well at home. I hope that the little ones aren't going crazy. I'm sure they want to be outside, but if you're anything like my place, it's just snowing and cold. So we might not have any of these little dandelion wisps at home yet, but hopefully soon. Okay, so we're almost done here. Just trying to make them fairly even. Not too precise. Okay, last one. So now that we have our fringe like this, we're gonna take them and push them out. Just kind of lay them out flat. Oh, those are funky. I'm just gonna pull these little weird excess things off and just make it lay nice and flat. See what we're going to be doing here? Yeah, So again, we have our canvas here, just my little $2 Ocean State Job Lot Special. And I'm gonna get some paints out. And I'm gonna do a blue background today, but I'm going to gradate my colors. So I'm gonna choose 3 different shades of blue, okay? And a nice dark one in there for a nice contrast. So I'm gonna take, I use these little meat trays as palettes because, well, we all have a ton of them and I don't like to throw them away unless I absolutely have to. Okay, so let's get our paints down, and you're gonna actually want to do a little bit more paint in this background than we did last time, just because we're gonna wanna get a texture out of it. So a pretty thick layer, but again, I don't like soupy. I never want my paint to be soupy on my canvas. Let me just make sure we're still in frame. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my brush. It's not wet, my canvas is not wet. I'm just gonna start mixing these up right here on the palette and just get paint all over that canvas. You can pick any color that you want, guys. I find that this looks really nice with, if you take some yellow and some metallic-y gold and throw some white in there, mix those all into the background, maybe a little bit of orange if you're wanting a little bit more variation. So, yeah, get all on there. And I'm doing these awkward strokes on purpose, crisscrossing, and just making sure that, you know, we're getting different colors throughout the whole canvas. Not too much of anything in one spot. So, and don't worry about the sides yet. You don't really have to worry about that. I usually like to paint my sides a little bit of a different color, just for fun, just for something a little unique. All right, so there you have it. So far, we have just a nice layer of paint on our background. Some interesting strokes in there. And you're gonna want to get your piece of saran wrap next. And I'm just gonna pull it over because I did this before and the last take was so horrible and it clung to me and it clung to everything and it was all messed up, and I'm just gonna lay that over, and then you're gonna wanna tap that down. You can smush it, but you don't wanna get too aggressive with it. You kind of just, you wanna pat it with your fingers, or think of like, you know, when you get a really bad sunburn and you want to just feel, oh my gosh, is it really that bad? So just kind of give that little bit of pressure. All right, maybe a little smush towards the center, so you can see that your saran wrap has little wrinkles in it. Okay, so now, ooh, get that out from underneath there. See, saran wrap, sticky. And then, after you feel like you've done enough smushing, you're just gonna pull it off. All right, and we want to discard this. Get that out of the way. And what you're left with is this really cool textured background. It almost looks like tie-dye in a way. Can you see that well? Okay. So, through the magic of video, I'm going to swap this out for the canvas that I've already done, because you're going to want to work on a dry surface. for this next part. So, like I said, acrylic is a pretty easy medium to work with. At this point, just set your canvases aside. You can go have a snack, go out, play for a minute, or you can grab your hair dryer and go to town and do a little express drying, like I did. So the next part that we're gonna do is our dandelion heads. So for that, I'm gonna take another one of these little meat trays, and I'm gonna put some white down. I like a good even layer for when I'm doing what is essentially stamping. So smush that around in there so it's nice and even. That's a little wooden paint knife, if you guys have ever seen that. You don't have to use one of those. No big deal. Alright, so take our little toilet paper stamper and smush that around right in there. You want to get a pretty good coating on these little tentacles. I don't know, what do you want to call them? These little arms here. Okay. And then you don't want to go too crazy, so I'm just going to do a little test blot and see. That's alright. We'll have to come back through and do some more anyway. So, again, this is our be brave moment, right? Pick a spot on your canvas and smush. Not bad. Go back for a little bit more. Change positions. You're going to want to twist it around and smush, 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 smush. Very nice. Very nice. And I'm going to do another one over here, just kind of coming off the canvas a little bit. Okay. Use different techniques if you like. See what looks best for you and your taste. Yours doesn't have to look like mine. Remember that, guys. Alright, so this is where I'm going to bring in my little water bottle cap, and we're going to use this like a stamp as well. So we're just going to move that around, get a good coating of paint on there. And then I'm going to put this right in the center of our dandelion puff. Another one over here. There you go. This doesn't have to be a neat painting. Another one that is really just for fun. It's quick and easy. Just about any age group can do this. And it's really cute. So I have this is a wedged brush. I like it because it has a little bit of a sharper line when you use this one. So I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to make it a little stalk on each. So just come down. Same thing on this side. Right? Easy peasy. Now, this is the part where you're either going to want a Q-tip or I'm going to use the back of my brush. I'll actually use the back of this brush because it's a little bit smaller. So I'm going to take some white paint and we're just going to dab. Dab away. Just pretend these are those little dandelion wisps floating through. at this point, you can leave it like that, or you can take a bunched up tissue or cotton swab and just give this a little tap through, and that gives it a little more of effect of those little dandelion wisps floating around. For some, I know that's a nightmare, but it doesn't bother me. Okay. I like it. Perfect. So, what's next? Now that we have our textured background and our dandelion wisps on the canvas, we're going to want to put in a nice little quote. You don't have to. You can stop here, leave it at that, do some other ones. I find that I like to take these, and what I will actually be doing is when this dries, I'm going to continue my dandelions up a little bit higher, another one down lower, so that it's kind of a pairing. And when they hang in your bathroom or wherever you might want to put something cute like this, they just match nicely. So pick colors that match your decor. I'm going to grab my Sharpie here. Make sure it's one of my good ones, because I go through a lot of Sharpies drawing on canvas and paint. So our quote today is, some see a weed, I see a wish. Just a hopeful, cute, kind of generic quote to put on here, okay? So let's block it out in our minds. All right. I'm going to get paint everywhere again. So typically I would let this dry again before I came in and did my wording, but we'll just go for it. And if you have different color Sharpies, this works really fun. Or if you have a nice steady hand, you can come in and paint this in. Nothing fancy, but there you go. You can see that. I'll probably go through and darken it up after my paint has dried a little bit more. I'm just afraid I'm going to smudge my dandelion wisps all over the place. And sometimes you have to go through more than one Sharpie when you're doing this, because, like I said, it gets smudgy, and then you don't have the nice crisp lines. Yep, and that's the point I'm at right now. So I'm going to switch out for a fresh Sharpie. All right, so some see a weed, but I see a wish. A little hopeful motto for us in these crazy times. Anyway, so like I said, really easy. You can do this in a glitter or a metallic paint. Do a little background if you want to. Let me bring you back to me for a moment. Okay, So basically, that is one of the easiest and quickest little projects that you can do with the kiddos, or even just on your own if you want to start doing some home decor if you're bored. Pick any colors you like, guys. I would love to see your version of this in the comments below, or send them to me in the inbox. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer those for you. Next week is going to be a little bit trickier, guys, so I hope that you're ready to up the ante. It's going to be another saran wrap-esque type of painting. That's kind of, I was just giving you a little break-in on that technique. So next week is going to be a lot of fun, and it's absolute trial and error, but I hope that you will join me again next week, and we totally miss you guys, and we can't wait until we can all be back together. But I hope you're taking care, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.